What's going down, fight fans? Welcome back to Fight Chat TV. Here with just me today, Tom. Our host is away this weekend, so not available to do a recording. But he will be back next week. We were both at the same wedding last week, so we could not record. We were both busy. Both back at one of our buddies' weddings together on the Saturday and the Saturday night, so we didn't have a chance to get anything in. We're too busy in the week to get a recording in. So wait until the weekend. So I said I'd get one in. We got a few things to cover today. There was a UFC event last night. There was PFL this weekend. The one championship in a circle. We had some Queensbury boxing promotion also last night. There was some boxing over the pond as well. There's a few fights. But we won't be covering that today. We'll cover that on a different episode. And yeah, just a general cover of what's gone on over the weekend in the combat sports world, basically, guys. It's harder to come up with a show on my own because I find it harder walking into the camera without the host there. It's just weird when you do it a solo one. It's not as easy to get a flow going, but I'm gonna have a good bloody go anyway. So here we go. Let's start with the UFC results last night from the Serbia card in Belgrade, and they had a well-packed stadium set out. Obviously, it was a good card in general. I put some predictions up on the Instagram, put some predictions up for Lee as well. To go onto the Insta and have a look, see how we done against the card. We had different predictions as well, but we weren't far away. Yeah, basically covered just like we had. Obviously, start with the prelim. I wanted to cover. We got Oban Elliott, our Welsh old buddy, unfortunately lost in the first round. He was dropped a couple of times, and yeah, he got dropped with a jab, and then finished. um, Very sad. He's against Michael Oliveira. Um, yeah, that's two losses for Oban now. So let's see what happens after this, anyway. But looked like Matey had some power in the hands anyway. The way he dropped him. There was some other good fights in the prelims. I watched it from the start as it was on UK normal time. You could watch it, so we watched it from about 4 o'clock, something like that. It's quite entertaining. Crowd was a bit quiet as a few of the Serbians were losing, but they perked up towards the end. Yeah, so main card. I've just covered. We had Rakic versus Tybura. Alexander Rakic, this is his debut in the heavyweight division. He's fought at light heavyweight. He's coming off 2 losses at light heavyweight. And he seemed to do really well. He adapted to it brilliantly. He was already walking around at heavyweight anyway, and he was cutting too much weight. Apparently, 38 pounds he cut for his last fight, which is fucking hell of a lot and a lot to put on the body. So I'm happy for him going in the heavyweight division, and yeah, it was some great striking. Obviously, he looked like the fighter, where he's been fighting at lightweight. Tybura was a heavier man, but yeah, he looked really good and fighting on his home soil. Well, he represents the Serbian, so they were all going crazy when he won. Yeah, that was a good scrap, to be honest. Tybura done well, but Rakic just had the better flow, really, if I'm honest with you, better striking. We had Jan Blachowicz versus Navajo Sterling, an Australian fella. Blachowicz, we know now, is getting up there in the 40s. This is Sterling's 10-0. He took this fight on 10 days' notice. This is his second fight in back 43 days. So the man's a fucking beast, but that's how you get forward in this game, is just putting your name out there and fighting anybody, even on short notice. And man, he looked really good. Yeah, it was. He managed to knock Blachowicz down. Elbows, cut him open bad, bleeding, finish him on the ground. That's Sterling's one to watch. He looks in great shape. He comes from City Kickboxing. So you all know those strikers that come out of there. There's something else kickboxing wise. He's a former kickboxer previously to his MMA career. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this fella. Quite humble on the microphone afterwards, which is always good to see. I think he called out Paulo Costa, and somebody else, can't quite remember who, but that was impressive. There was actually 9 or 10, if I remember, finishes on the whole card. First round finishes, sorry, on the whole card, which is fucking great. They all did seem to be over a bit quick, but great to watch. And then obviously we had the quickest one of the whole night, to be honest, which was our main card, Uros Medic versus Daniel Rodriguez. Daniel Rodriguez at number 15, Medic at number 14. So I'm guessing he's going to move a fair few forward in the ranking now, in the rankings. Erod obviously got his big comeback story after his last fight. He won, celebrated, got arrested over the border for cannabis, and those motherfuckers locked him up for 8 months for a bit of weed. Poor bastard. But yeah, he was in a Mexican prison for 8 months. So this is the bit of the comeback fight for him. Come out and kick ass and come back, but didn't quite go that way. I had my money on Medic as well as Lee had his money on Medic. The man's unstoppable. He's on hell of a fucking train ride, straightforward, smashing everybody who's in the way. No stopping him. Power, speed, precision, ground game, feet game, whatever game you want, Uros Medic brings it. Representing Serbia again, so that was the crowd was going absolutely mental. He couldn't even talk at the end of the fight, obviously, with his emotions, and they were all chanting his name. It sounded incredible through the stadium. Would have loved to have been there for that one, if I'm honest. But fair dues to the guy. I don't know who's going to get in his way and stop him. But unfortunate for Daniel Rodriguez. Don't know where he goes after that. I'm sure he'll bounce back. They'll have someone for him. I said he's ranked 15, so where does that leave him? Where's he going to go now? That was, yeah, it was a good card all in all. UFC Belgrade. Commentary was good, as always. Bisping and Felder, John Anik, good crack together. So, yeah, that I didn't want to go too far into the UFC. I know not everybody's interested in it on the channel, especially the fight nights, but I watched it and I like it, so I wanted to cover it. Simples. There we go, guys. That was the UFC Belgrade, Serbia. Moving on up. Right, so Queensbury Promotions last night in Dublin. We was at the 3 Arena as the sellout obviously packed up. Yeah, this was a good card. There's a few on there I didn't really know, if I'm being honest. We had Sami Ahmed Nazim, the great and powerful Prince Nazim's son, one of his sons. This was his debut pro fight, and he won on points decision. Then well dropped the fella as well. He's a good mover, got some power. There's obviously been a lot of talk about him coming up because he's freaking Prince Nazim's son, isn't he? So people's expecting him to be good, got a big name to live up to. And yeah, he looks really good. Fair dues to him. Like, I hope he's on a good trajectory after this one, and he's going up and up and up. The fights I've watched, I just watched the main card. I didn't have a chance to watch the whole card. I'll watch it this afternoon probably. But we had Pierce O'Leary versus Mark Chamberlain. And this was a defense, O'Leary's defense of the IBO World Super Lightweight title. Pierce Leary, hell of a boxer, small fella like myself. He's 19 and 0. He's only 22 years of age. He's had 150 amateur fights over his time. He's a great forward fighter, same as Mark Chamberlain's a forward fighter, just as much. That's how they would just pressure each other. Some great exchanges. I see Mark Chamberlain was up on the scorecards most of the time. You could see that. Pierce O'Leary come back with a few. He dropped Chamberlain to the knee with a solar plex body punch. It looked outstanding. There's a hell of a lot of power in it. You can see why he dropped to the fucking knee. I wouldn't know. But he come back from our Chamberlain, and yeah, his footwork is really good at like punches and flurries punches, moving forward, and then stepping to the side and repositioning quick. Pierce was struggling with that a little bit, sort of cutting him off. Pierce couldn't quite get low enough underneath him, but when he did, he was landing some good body shots. But Chamberlain just had the better of him in this one. Chamberlain was interviewed afterwards and said he's not sure about the rematch at the minute, as he's going to go on holiday and chill out, which he would do, wouldn't he? Maybe he'll fight Pierce next again, but I want to see where it goes. Yeah, that was a good. I think there was a 10 round. They finished him in the 10 rounds, so that's worth having a look at, to be honest with you. And the rest of the card on there. Yeah, the rest of the card's pretty good. A few Brits on there. Yeah, that was about it for the Queensbury promotion. They would, like you say, there was some other boxing on over the pond, but I didn't watch it, so I didn't want to cover it. I only had a chance to watch the UFC last night. What was on there. I've done a puts pick for you this week. Well, this one is more of a Lee's pick. As he watched it and sent it to me during the week, and I watched it, and I completely forgot about this fight. What a fight it is as well. We're going MMA, so we're going Yuri Prochazka and Glover Teixeira. UFC 275. It's the 12th of July, 22. So it's last month, a few years ago, 6 years ago, 4 years ago. Sorry. Oh yeah, this is a fight I forgot even happened until he sent it over to me, and yeah, you watch it, man, and you just see like the skills and the talent in both of them, but not just that, the gut and the grit of not giving up. for the whole fight, and just keep coming back. And one's winning, then one's losing. One comes back, and you think one's gonna lose, and then one gets up, and then back and forth. One of those classics, to be honest with you. So there we go, guys. Like that's it, really. Put pick Yuri. I must go and text your. We will have a longer episode coming for you next week, and we've got a guest coming on as well lined up. And like I said, don't forget to give us a message or get into the DMs if you want to promote or come on. But anything whatsoever will be you guys, and we'll answer your messages. Basically, yeah, that's the lot. No announcements at the minute, so yeah, guys, don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe. Share as well. Subscribe on YouTube; it's completely free. We'll be back next week with a bigger episode with the both of us on there. Peace, guys.